Good morning. Today is February the 20th, Wednesday, February the 20th, and we are at our regularly scheduled Board of Works and Safety meeting. Members present are Angelia Hayes, Vice President, and myself, Cotilla Broy, Secretary. First on the agenda is claims.
Yes, I have two to ratify. The first one is ratification of payroll from February 15th. Total payroll to be ratified of $1,569,238.15. Second, I have claims for ratification from February 15th, also for Fund 227, law enforcement training of $1,375. I make a motion to approve the ratification of claims for payroll.
Second, are there any questions?
No. We have to
All
vote.
in, oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moved and properly seconded.
Yes. Then I have a request for approval of claims to be paid this Friday, February 22nd, 2019. Have the general fund of $82,133.58. Total special revenues of $220,967.31, which is made up of Fund 213 ESG shelters of $17,860.96. Fund 223 Comp Court of $254.41. Fund 231 Local Road and Streets for $79,601.90. Fund 232, which is Motor Vehicle Highway, for $9,155. Fund 240 Health and Human Services of $2,006. Fund 250 Park Department of $4,785.97. Fund 254 Vehicle Auction of $823. Fund 258 Bioterrorism for $2,100. Fund 261 Community Development of $36,179.58. Fund 270 is the Media Fund of $2,800. Fund 408 Fire Capital Equipment of $10,410. Fund 703 Mayor's Donation of $33.88. Fund 710 Confiscated for $10. Fund 823 Consolidated Area of $3,700. And Fund 826 Lakefront TIF of $51,246.61. Then I have the Fund 212, a home program for $696. Fund 224, ambulance non-reverting of $11,788.96. Fund 279, the Genesis Center operating of $1,666.74. And lastly, Fund 791 for self-insurance account of $20,002.16. For total claims to be paid on Friday of $337,254.75. Make a motion to approve the claims as presented.
I second. Are there any questions?
No.
Moved it,
We have to.
I'm sorry, all in favor? Sorry. Moved it properly seconded. You have more claims?
Nope.
Okay, next we have correspondence from the mayor's office. Approval of modified endeavor agreement between the city and HUD.
Yes. The Law Department has reviewed the attached, amended, and restated modified cooperative and endeavor agreement between the city and HUD. The agreement is marked as Exhibit A and attached here. In or about July 2013, HUD appointed a recovery administrator to serve as GHA's Board of Commissioners and took possession of GHA's assets and programs for 2 years. The current agreement has been amended and extended between 2013 and January 2018. The mayor has been in discussions with HUD, and both parties agree that additional time is needed before the properties can be returned back to the city's control. The parties now specifically agree that the current agreement will be extended until April 30th of 2019 under the same terms and conditions as set out in the amended and restated modified cooperative endeavor agreement. The agreement is in proper legal form and is sufficient to adequately protect the interests of the city of Gary. The terms that were noted in the memo agree to what's here. It is signed also by the General Deputy Assistant Secretary for Public and Indiana Housing. I make a motion to approve the modified endeavor agreement as presented.
A second. Any questions?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moved and properly seconded. Next, we have correspondence from the fire department, contract with Young Plumbing.
I'm going to ask that that item be skipped because I believe we reviewed it or approved it last week.
Okay, I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Moved and properly seconded. Next, we have contract with, correspondence from the IT department, contract with Datamine.
Yes.
Datamine, I'm sorry.
Datamine, yes. The Law Department has reviewed the enclosed contract with Datamine to host and provide maintenance and support to the City of Gary website and all associated departments. The term of the contract is from January 30th, 2019 until January 29th of 2020. Contractor shall be paid an amount not to exceed $13,500. The contract is in proper legal form and is sufficient to accurately protect the interests of the City of Gary. In reviewing this contract, the term says it's commencing on the effective date and expiring January 29th of 2020. The compensation is $13,500. Yes, it is signed already by the contractor. The QC 12, QC 40 are here, as well as the Freeze Committee approval sheet. So I make a motion to approve the Datamine contract as presented.
I second. Are there any questions?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moved and properly seconded. Next, we have correspondence from the traffic department, disabled parking signs for Bobby Mosley, Herman Goodman, Carter H. Woods.
Okay. Please be advised, the Traffic Control Department has conducted a thorough investigation to determine the validity of the request. All documentation, driver's license, vehicle registration, handicap, placard/letter from physician requested has been received and is accepted for the following residents. Bobby Mosley is a renewal, new for Herman A. Goodman, and new for Carter H. Woods. In reviewing Bobby Mosley's documentation, it appeared everything was here, except it did not see the receipt where they paid the $25, although it is off the checklist. Noted on the checklist, I should say.
Okay. Do you want to defer?
I wasn't sure if you had the documentation and I just didn't have a copy.
I do not.
Okay, then I'm going to make a motion to defer Bobby Mosley's request until we can confirm that the $25 has been paid.
I second. Any questions?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Moved and properly seconded.
And then I have Herman Anthony Goodman here. And upon review, even according to the checklist, all the documentation is here. So I can make, do you want me to do the last two together?
Yes, please.
Okay, let me just double check. Carter's one more time. Sorry, yeah. And I also reviewed Carter Woods' application, so I make a motion to approve the application for Goodman and Woods as presented.
I second. Any questions?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Moved and properly seconded. Next, we have correspondence from the Department of Community Development, approval of dollar home purchase agreements for Julie Pope Stewart, Chevron Washington, Tia Washington, Dania Pratt, Chester Green, Daryl Abner, and Miss Diane Ward, Sergi Kofikin, Denisha Brown, Darren Johnson, Devin Hall, and Daryl Harvey.
Okay, I'm going to hopefully take these in order here. So the first agreement I have is for the dollar home purchase agreement between Julie Pope Stewart and the Department of Community Development. The contract is for purchase of the property at 620 McKinley Street. Pursuant to the agreement, the buyer shall pay the sum of $1 for the purchase of the property at 620 McKinley Street. The contract is in legal form and sufficient to accurately protect the interests of the City of Gary. I'm just going to take these together unless there's a problem with one.
That's
if that's
fine.
okay.
I want to see the addresses.
I did.
Yeah, each one.
Yeah, I will.
Thank you.
The next one, and make sure they're in order, is for Chevron Washington at 715 West 41st Avenue to purchase the home at 715 West 41st Avenue for $1. The purchase price agreement terms are all the same. And the signatures are here. The next one, let me see, make sure I'm in order, is for, yeah, we're out of order here. Okay, the next one I have is for Tia Whiteside at 570 Taney Street for the purchase of the home for $1. Purchase price and the 570 Taney Street are also in part of the contract. And it is signed by the purchaser. Next, I have Dewana Pratt. Here we go. Next contract is for Dewana Pratt purchasing 1180 Wilson Street, Gary, for $1. The contract has that, the purchase price, the correct address, and has been signed by the purchaser. Next is Chester Green. Chester Green is purchasing the property at 3520 Van Buren Street for $1. The purchase price, address, there is an error on the contract though. And the buyer did sign it. Next is for Mr. Daryl Abner and Miss Diane Ward. Okay, this one is for Daryl Abner and Diane Ward for the purchase of property at 3685 Jefferson Street for $1. It has been signed by both purchasers. There is some errors on these contracts though.
What are the errors? I'm sorry.
Where it's listing the address, where it should be listing the address that has the purchasers' names in two of these contracts. Let's see, Sergey Moskovin. Sergey Moskovin is purchasing property at 3624 Pierce Street for $1. The contract is correct and the purchaser has signed the contract. Zanisha Brown is purchasing 3612 Adams Street for $1. And the purchaser has signed the contract. Then I have Darren Johnson. Darren Johnson is purchasing the home at 3716 Buchanan Street for $1. This is here. Okay, yes, and he's signed. And then I have Devin Hall. Devin Hall is purchasing 3660 Polk Street for $1. Contract looks right, and the buyer has signed the agreement. And lastly, I have the purchase agreement for Daryl Harvey, who's purchasing 4523 Massachusetts Street for $1. And he is also signed. So I'm going to make a motion to approve the contracts with the stipulation that two contracts, the one for Abner and Ward and Green, that those contracts are corrected in item number 2, listing the correct address in the contract.
A second. Any questions?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
I moved and properly seconded. Is there any unfinished business?
I just wanted to find out the status on the Young Plumbing.
Okay. I haven't heard anything. Let me see. Let me see if I hear back. Something really fast.
Okay. Otherwise, no, I have no new or unfinished business.
Okay. Public comments? Yes, Ms. Nowacki.
Yes, good morning, members. I wanted to comment on the very successful program of awarding the Dollar Homes for new ownerships. I'm very grateful that the city is taking these efforts to dispose of these properties, but I would just want the board to take note that these properties didn't grow like mushrooms one night without that the reason that these houses are available is because previous owners had abandoned these houses. There's probably many reasons why owners walked away from the properties, one being overassessment, over taxes, lack of city services. So what had happened is people had walked away from intact houses, leaving them for the city to dispose of. New owners will have an opportunity to rehab those properties and perhaps very successful, but unless the city addresses the problem of abandonment, these houses were not created vacant. They became vacant and abandoned because of high taxes, high assessments, lack of city services, etc. And the city has, on an annual basis, we lose 200, 250 houses every single year to abandonment. So the fact that you've given away 10 or 11 houses today does not do anything to mitigate the problem that we have in the city of people walking away from their properties simply because they no longer lack market value. In this case, the value of these properties has been determined to be $1.
Thank you,
And
Mr.
that's-
Lansky.
Thank you.
And that's going to be
Thank you.
that's going to be heartfelt in the city. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I would like to bring up the data mining contract. Each and every board we go to, they've been having problems with the data mining contract. All the websites in the city are severely underdated.
She said
No one
last
updates
week. It has
these
been signed by the
particular
mayor.
contracts, but we keep giving them contracts. They keep saying that he's the only person here. So is there anybody in the city that oversees these, website contracts?
It would be the IT department that
IT,
oversees.
that'd be Lloyd Keith.
Yes,
right?
that's correct.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I move that we close today's meeting.
I just would like
I'm
to
sorry.
follow
Oh,
up.
I'm sorry, I forgot about the deferment. Go ahead.
Oh, the deferment, we deferred Young Plumbing, but you did confirm that,
It was approved last week and
Sweet.
signed by the mayor already.
okay, so what do we need to do as far as removing it off the agenda?
We just have to go back and, go back to it and just remove it.
Okay.
Make a motion to remove it.
I'm going to make a motion then to remove the contract with Young Plumbing as it was approved last week.
I second. Any questions?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Moved and properly seconded. This concludes our Board of Works meeting for Wednesday, February the 20th. I ask that we make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I second. Thank you.